Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here. Today, we're zeroing in on what's widely considered the ultimate weapon for IT pros entering the cloud security battlefield, the AZ-500. So whether you're an aspiring SOC analyst, a seasoned sysadmin, or you're just looking to seriously level up your cybersecurity career, you are exactly where you need to be. Let's get right into it and unpack exactly how you can master this highly respected credential and totally transform your career. Who exactly is protecting this massive global shift to the cloud? Because look, here's the reality. Right now, huge organizations are migrating their entire infrastructures online at literal breakneck speed. But who's actually locking those digital doors? That is where the massive stakes and, honestly, your massive opportunity really lie. There's an exploding demand for skilled cloud defenders, and today we're going to show you exactly how to become one. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the skyrocketing demand for cloud defenders, what the AZ-500 actually is, look inside its 4 domains, lay out a solid 3-month training roadmap, and wrap up with exam details and your career ROI. Section 1. Demand for cloud defenders. The exploding need for Azure security. So why is this specific skill set creating some of the highest demand IT workers in the world right now? Well, it really comes down to a perfect storm. Organizations are migrating faster than ever before, and at the exact same time, sophisticated cyber attacks are rising to unprecedented levels. Add the fact that Microsoft Azure adoption is expanding globally, and you get companies desperately realizing that moving to the cloud is completely useless if their data isn't secure. They're building these giant digital castles, but they desperately need the guards. And when I say companies, I don't just mean a few shiny tech startups. We are talking about major players in banking and finance, government agencies, healthcare providers, and telecommunications. Think about it. Whether it's locking down hypersensitive medical patient records or securing massive global financial transactions, the need is absolutely critical. Every single sector, right down to software companies, e-commerce platforms, and managed security providers, they're all actively hunting for Azure security professionals. Section 2. What is the AZ-500? The ultimate weapon for Azure security. Okay, so the AZ-500, or Microsoft Azure Security Technologies exam, is a highly respected credential. It basically validates your ability to secure cloud infrastructure, manage identities, and stop threats using advanced cloud-native tools like Microsoft Defender and Sentinel. And what makes this so powerful is that it isn't just some theoretical test. It actually combines cloud computing, cybersecurity, identity management, and threat detection all into one really comprehensive credential. Now, you might be wondering, am I ready for this? The answer is yes. It's totally perfect for current Azure administrators, SOC analysts, and network or DevSecOps engineers. But check out that top bullet point, beginners in cloud security. If you're an eager beginner or just a cybersecurity enthusiast, please don't let the technical jargon intimidate you. This certification is absolutely your gateway into the industry. If you're just starting out, you don't want to jump straight into the deep end. Instead, follow this proven stepping stone progression. Start off with the AZ-900 to really learn your basic cloud concepts. Next, move over to the SC-900 to nail down your security fundamentals. Once you have those foundational concepts securely under your belt, tackling the advanced topics in the AZ-500 becomes significantly easier. It's just a brilliant, proven path to success. Section 3, inside the 4 domains, the 4 pillars of the exam. Think of these domains as the 4 big trials you have to overcome to master the certification. The first 2 pillars are really the foundational walls of your cloud defense. Domain 1 is all about secure identity. You're going to master Microsoft Entra ID, which you might know by its old name, Azure ID, along with multi-factor authentication, conditional access, privileged identity management, and role-based access control. Look, identity is the new perimeter in the cloud. Then, Domain 2 is secure networking. This is where you configure Azure firewalls and network security groups, or NSGs, to strictly control traffic flow, alongside VPNs and web application firewalls. Basically, if identity is who gets in the front door, networking is the structural integrity of the walls around the building. Moving on to Domains 3 and 4. Domain 3 covers securing your compute and storage. We're talking VM security, disk encryption, and keeping your cryptographic keys and secrets locked down safely inside the Azure Key Vault. Finally, Domain 4 utilizes Microsoft Defender and Sentinel, which is Microsoft's super powerful cloud-native SIEM, to give you active monitoring, threat detection, and incident response capabilities. This is where you're actively patrolling the digital castle and hunting down threats in real time. Because this exam combines networking, identity, architecture, and threat management all into one go, it's definitely known to be tough. But this quote from the Reddit cloud security community absolutely hits the nail on the head. Challenging, but highly rewarding. The peer community universally agrees that the heavy lifting you put into understanding these 4 domains is entirely worth it for the sheer respect it commands in the industry.
Section 4, your 3-month training roadmap. The ultimate study strategy.
Let's map out how this builds across a standard 90-day timeline to make passing a reality. Month 1 is all about building your foundation. Learn the Azure basics and networking concepts. Month 2 is when things get serious. You dive deep into those 4 AZ-500 domains we just talked about. And crucially, you practice hands-on labs every single day. Then, by month 3, you're strictly in review mode. You're taking practice exams, reviewing Microsoft Learn, and hyper-focusing on any weak areas. And don't worry, you won't be doing this alone. First off, the Microsoft Learn AZ-500 path is official and it's completely free. You also absolutely must set up a free Azure account. Why? Because hands-on lab experience is a total deal breaker here. You have to actually configure a key vault or accidentally lock yourself out of a network security group to truly understand how it works, rather than just reading about it. Also, folks learning this stuff highly recommend video courses from Coursera, Udemy, and Pluralsight, plus awesome YouTube deep dives from experts like John Saville and Pete Zerger.
Section 5, exam details and career ROI. Logistics and the ultimate reward.
Now, what's really interesting about this credential is just how accessible it is. You get 100 minutes to tackle a mix of multiple choice, case studies, hands-on labs, and drag-and-drop questions. You need a 700 out of 1,000 to pass. And the fee is sitting right around $165 and you can take it either at a test center or through an online proctored exam right from your living room. For the insane value it provides, that is a remarkably low barrier to entry.
And that value is globally recognized. Honestly, passing this test means you are internationally accepted. Microsoft certifications carry a ton of trust from the US and Canada over to the UK, Europe, the UAE, and across Asia. Having this on your resume officially validates you for highly respected roles like Cloud Security Engineer, SOC Analyst, or Azure Security Administrator. So, what do those roles actually pay? Well, in the US market, experienced cloud security professionals can easily see high-end salary potentials of $160,000 and beyond. But it's not just a US thing. Markets in the UAE, across Europe, and especially remote roles globally are seeing massive financial growth and demand. So yeah, the return on your $165 exam fee and 3 months of studying is just astronomical. But the best part? The AZ-500 is really just the beginning of the journey. Once you conquer this, you have an incredibly lucrative long-term career path laid out right in front of you. You can pivot to the AZ-104 for deeper Azure administration skills. You can jump into the specialized SC series to become a security operations analyst or an identity and access admin. Or you can aim for those huge overarching certifications like the SC-100, Cybersecurity Architect Expert, or the CSSP.
But here's the catch. Microsoft recently announced that the AZ-500 exam is expected to retire on August 31st, 2026. Now, the skills you learn are completely foundational, and they'll remain highly valuable. Microsoft's just going to replace the exam with newer variants. But the clock is officially ticking on this specific, highly respected credential. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really encourage you to go set up that free Azure account and just get started today. The industry is desperately waiting for professionals who can secure the cloud, and the roadmap is literally right in front of you. So the only question is, will you answer the call before time runs out?
Thanks for watching.